Earth, the third rock from the Sun, appears insignificant from afar, a little dot in the enormous cosmos. Zooming in on this blue planet, though, reveals a remarkable location with potential and problems unlike any other. It's a place to learn, an illusion to see, a playground for feelings, and an opportunity to put your imagination to the test. Dolores Cannon is well known as a spiritual teacher and past life regression therapist. Her teachings provide us with this viewpoint. By delving into the insights she has offered in her writings, we will discover why Earth is a difficult place to be born into, and why doing so requires immense courage. Our cherished planet Earth is not an easy trip, and is not for the faint of heart. It's a challenging, intricate, and rich environment where spirits go to develop and learn. Intense intricacy characterizes this region. How is Earth so challenging? And what can we glean from Dolores Cannon's lessons about this mysterious planet? Think of Earth as a huge classroom, a place where you may learn about life from the ground up. However, the curriculum cannot be rushed through, unlike conventional institutions. Infants and toddlers learn in small, steady steps at birth school. There is no way to bypass any of the many complicated steps along this lengthy and winding road. Consider this: going straight from elementary school to university is not an achievable goal. Every class, lesson, and experience at this galactic academy must be followed to the letter. There will be no criticism if you make a mistake or don't understand a concept completely. You're not failing the class. You're just given another chance to make sure you understand everything. Therefore, there are no fast tracks or ways to get out of this enormous Earth school early. You remain a student here until you have tasted the whole range of emotions that this remarkable institution has to offer. The highs, the lows, the joys, and the sorrows. It is critical to comprehend the reasons for Earth's status as the most difficult planet in the cosmos. It's a title that highlights the uniqueness of our earthly existence, not to discourage or dissuade. The density and weight of the Earth are expressions of its vibrational frequency or energy level. The energy on Earth is extremely low compared to the rest of the universe, since it is among the densest. What makes Earth unique and difficult in many respects is its density. Walk through thick, deep muck while wearing a hefty suit of armor. That's how it feels. When you are on Earth, the density of the planet may make it appear as though a powerful gravitational force is pulling you down with every step. It's very different from the natural, non-physical experiences of many souls, where they experience a great deal of mobility and lightness. The transformation into a human body is not easy for everyone, but it can be especially trying for individuals who are part of the 3 waves of volunteers that Dolores Cannon mentioned. These spirits arrive on Earth to aid in the spiritual development of the world. However, they will need to adjust to the dense and heavy nature of this terrestrial experience, which may be confusing at first. Perceive it as an intergalactic journey. These spirits have made the conscious decision to face the challenges of this path in order to aid in the healing of hurts, the resolution of problems, and the advancement of mankind as a whole. Even though it may seem like they've taken on an enormous undertaking at first, they know that their presence is essential. Many people use the metaphor of Earth as hell to depict the place where souls endure tremendous suffering, but not in the sense of everlasting damnation. There are many levels of misery, and individuals may inflict pain on each other. Keep in mind that this doesn't capture everything there is to know about Earth, though. Both the light and the dark coexist at the moment of birth. Life on Earth encompasses the whole range of human emotions, from happiness and love to sorrow and loss. People's spirits develop, mature, and progress through life's ups and downs. Souls rely on their guardians, guides, elders, and masters to help them negotiate Earth's journey. When you enlist the aid of these sages, they will plot your course with you. Their advice, encouragement, and insights are valuable, but they also honor your autonomy and the decisions you make. A life plan is entered into when one chooses to incarnate on Earth. There is room for change in this strategy. It may be modified as you go along. Your advisors may sometimes give you choices between several paths during your life, so you may tailor your experiences to your preferences. Imagine being presented with a menu of potential life paths. To what country or culture would you most wish to be born? Are there certain difficulties or types of relationships that you would prefer to face? As a demonstration of your free will, the decision is ultimately up to you. But remember that sometimes people attempt to do too much in one lifetime. Their goal may be to learn and experience a great deal in a short period of time. Mentors and advisors may advise against taking on too much at once in such situations. The fact that some problems are more difficult to tackle because of Earth's density is acknowledged. The agency to make a decision is still with you though, regardless of how difficult things get. It is within your power to mold your life, to gain wisdom from adversity, and to develop spiritually. You grow spiritually with every choice you make and every event you go through. No matter how dense and heavy the earth seems, keep in mind that you are a brave spirit that has made the conscious decision to be here. Only a small number of sentient creatures have made the courageous decision to set out on this difficult journey. Earth provides a one-of-a-kind chance for spiritual development and progress. You are a master manifester. We have the capacity to create our own reality and overcome the obstacles that come our way in this complex and extraordinary world, according to Dolores' Canon's teachings. Just think about how you ended up here, the cosmic selection process. It requires a certain type of bravery to accept the weight and depth of this unique planet. Just being here indicates that you are one of the brave individuals who purposefully embarked on this human adventure. Here you are not by accident, but rather by deliberate action. Even though you were aware of the difficulties ahead, you still decided to go on this journey. Earth provides a one-of-a-kind opportunity. It's a location where physical weight and density may spur personal development on a spiritual level. It's a place where the soul can grow and develop. It is difficult to be in a human body. Feelings of emotional complexity, the burden of this bodily vessel, and the obstacles of everyday life may all be overwhelming. Keep in mind that you are more than a body. You are a gorgeous, multifaceted spirit. Even though it knew it would face difficulties, your spirit still chooses to be here on Earth, because it knows how valuable an experience it will be. Earth, according to Dolores' Canon, is like a playground where every obstacle is a challenge, as she described it in an interview. Picture your life as an epic video game, an intergalactic adventure with levels to explore, abilities to level up, and obstacles to conquer. The goal isn't just to beat the game, it's to keep your character alive and well in the face of all the dangers and obstacles you face. Your knowledge, skills, and abilities will grow as you go through the stages of this game we call life. You may learn new skills and improve your ability to handle life's complications with every obstacle you encounter. We all know that when things are too simple, we tend to lose interest, which is why the levels get gradually harder. What keeps us hooked and invested in the game is the constant quest for more difficult levels. Let that sink in. What happens after you finish playing a video game? The goal is usually to go on to something else, preferably one that is more difficult and time-consuming. However, if there is no variation in the level of difficulty, continuing to play the same game could get old quickly. Beings with limitless potential, we take pleasure in testing our limits and seeking out novel experiences. Rather than viewing ourselves as passive observers, let's think of ourselves as active makers in this game. We have the incredible ability to simply bring our desires and ambitions into physical form. Everything we encounter seems to be crafted according to our wishes, as if the cosmos itself is responsive to our wishes. We may relate to gamers in many ways, especially those who have mastered a wide range of games and experiences. Once we achieve a certain degree of competence, we start looking for challenges that will test us to our limits. We've progressed to the point where we can make anything, and now the hardest part is making a game that is the very definition of difficulty. You have more agency than ever before in this cosmic game. Your fate is entirely up to you. One of the most important rules of the game that humans have made for ourselves on this one-of-a-kind board Earth, is free will. Earth stands apart from the vast majority of universes and worlds due to its absolute freedom of choice. The players are also the rule makers in this universe without preset, inflexible laws. This is the unique quality of our time here on Earth. Let that sink in. You are granted the extraordinary liberty to chart your own course, to establish your own goals, and to make decisions in accordance with your deepest aspirations. There is no screenplay that you must follow. You write your own tale. This individual agency reflects Earth's singular character. Many other celestial bodies do not possess this quality, and individuals whose souls have visited such worlds in previous incarnations frequently display feelings of confinement and limitation. There is little space for variation in those worlds since life follows a rigid set of regulations. On the other hand, free will is a luxury we have here on Earth. It's the secret ingredient that makes our path unique and full of chances for development and learning. Life would be so much simpler without the freedom to choose our own actions. Without it, we wouldn't have the rich experiences, trials, and victories that shape our spiritual growth. By exercising our free will, we may shape our futures as we see fit, forge connections with other creatures whose lives we will intersect with in many ways, and fully immerse ourselves in the magnificent illusion that is this world. Every meeting, choice, and difficulty contributes to the complex web of our soul's progress in this game, which is a wonderful cosmic drama. Here on Earth, the only laws are free will and the fact that you forget, represented by the veil around your memory, the only rules. Imagine a world where contracts and arrangements for our earthly experiences are made in back-and-forth negotiations before we incarnate into this physical plane. We know exactly where we came from, where we're going, and what we're here to do. Unfortunately, our memories are cloaked in a cloud of oblivion the second we set foot on Earth. We lose track of our beginnings, our intentions, and the finer points of our agreements. There is a deliberate effort to keep this veil of forgetting in place. This is one way in which we differ from other alien species. When beings incarnate on other worlds, they suffer this level of forgetting, as Dolores found out through her investigation. They have no trouble remembering their commitments and goals, but it's hard for them to understand why we humans have such a hard time remembering who we are and where we came from. Part of the challenge we voluntarily took on was understanding why we forget things. Consequently, we made the mistake of forgetting an integral part of the gameplay. It erases not just our memories, but also our understanding of our own agency and the fact that our own being is a product of our imagination. It's like we've stepped into a maze and have no idea how to get out. Neither do we know where we started nor what our goal is. But the interesting aspect is that remembering is our goal. All of our connections, experiences, and difficulties serve as clues in this cosmic treasure hunt. As we go through this complex game, we seek to understand who we are and what we're here for. The veil of forgetting is an essential part of the difficulty on this road of self-discovery. Using this model, we may better comprehend the universal experience of profound yearning, or the persistent sensation that there must be something more to life than what we perceive here on Earth. They have an innate sense that they should be contributing to something greater, but they struggle to make sense of things because of their amnesia. When components are missing, it's like attempting to complete a jigsaw puzzle. However, it is not the intention of the developers that this game pose an impossible challenge. It was inevitable that, as supreme creators, we would have to transcend physical space and time, broaden our awareness, and rediscover who we really are. We have the capacity to develop, to broaden our horizons, and to reach greater states of consciousness. Human emotions are complicated, and it is one of the many things that makes life on Earth so difficult. As the teachings of Dolores demonstrate, our emotional spectrum distinguishes us from several other celestial bodies in the cosmos, whose emotions are far more basic and uniform. Think about all the different kinds of emotions we've had for a second. Feelings of joy, sadness, laughter, rage, and envy may all come and go quickly for us. The fact that we humans are subject to such a wide range of emotions at all times is something that aliens who study human psychology find fascinating and puzzling. Part of our mission here on Earth is to figure out how to ride this emotional roller coaster. Our purpose in being here is to decipher the complexities of our emotions, draw wisdom from them, and figure out how to control them. While the spiritual realm is a great place to acquire theoretical knowledge, it is on Earth that we truly learn. This is where the theory becomes applicable because of the potency of our feelings. Here, in a highly charged, experiential setting, we may put our knowledge to use. The lessons we learn about ourselves and the human condition from the depths of our emotions here on Earth are priceless and unmatched. It is essential to recognize in this context that society frequently frowns upon the public display of feelings. As children, we may learn to ignore or numb our emotions because we find them bothersome or unattractive. But we must keep in mind that these feelings are not random. They have a purpose and teach us something. Therefore, rather than trying to control or repress our emotions, we should embrace them wholeheartedly and let ourselves feel them as they really are. Like chapters in a great book of self-discovery, every emotion holds important lessons. Our feelings help us learn more about who we are, how we relate to others, and how the world works. Rather than fighting our feelings, we may learn from them and grow as individuals by accepting them and using them as guides. Emotions give us valuable lessons about ourselves and our spiritual development, and we learn to recognize and understand them. It's important to remember that our conditioning to repress our emotions, especially as children, is a root cause of many of the difficulties we face as adults, including problems with our physical and mental health. A sensation of inner turmoil and disease might result from this repression. Therefore, learning to accept and even thrive in the face of our feelings, rather than run away from them, is one of the most important things we can take away from our time here on Earth. Their lessons may be a source of strength and healing if we can only figure out what they're trying to tell us. We can discover inner peace and access our profound understanding via this method. The illusion of isolation is a crucial aspect of Earth that must be understood. It might feel lonely and alone here on Earth, cut off from the rest of the cosmos. This feeling of being apart is both an element of the game and a problem. The truth is that you are one with everything in the universe and have no identity apart from it. The illusion of separation puts your ability to remember who you are as a spiritual being having a human experience to the test. You start to see through this illusion as you go through Earth's school grades. The interdependence of all living things and the fundamental unity of all things become apparent to you. A major turning point in your journey has been reached with this insight. Earth is unlike any other planet, providing its inhabitants with an unparalleled combination of perils and chances for personal development. It's a cosmic academy, an emotional playground, and a gaming board where you have equal say in your own destinies. We have learned a great deal about the challenges of Earth and the incredible courage required to incarnate here from our exploration of Dolores Cannon's teachings. Your physical form is nothing compared to the fearless spirit embarking on a deep journey. Embrace the difficulties, draw insight from your feelings, and discover your inner strength. Your trip has the power to bring about remarkable personal growth and change. You did not arrive here by accident, but rather by deliberate decision.